It was just what you do. It's just what everybody does. All my friends did it. A moment of initiation. So, you become an adult when you go to the military. And so I don't think I thought of not doing it. A lot of the time I thought this is just a game. So, you're like in such a surreal experience because literally the first 4 months were spent in tents in the desert. Secluded environment, and you need to get on with people you've never met before and people you don't like, who are not at all like you. So, I mean, the group of girls, so, I think we were 12, 13, were from all over the country, very different backgrounds, very different stories, and you get on with them. And I remember at the end, you get, I don't know what you get, maybe, you get your first hat, your first military hat. It's like a big thing, and it's a big celebration, and it's with, a lot of songs, so it's a bit of a carnival, and everybody's there, and, kind of tears, falling down from your eyes, and all the parents are there. So it's a personal and a national experience that somehow, is connected. There are different reasons to do the military. There are different things to do in the military. So today, to be in the intelligence battalion is more, is more important than being in the combat, or some would say, because then after you're done with your service, you would be taken into a startup company in a second. Like, nobody would ask you to go to the university, but you could be hired immediately after your military service because you've kind of dealt with the most, new technology there is out there, and you know how to work it. I think it gives people a lot of chances. It opens a lot of doors. So if you come from a more difficult background with a lot of socioeconomic problems, the military really helps. They help your family as well. There are visitations if you need financial support. If the family needs financial support when you go to the military kicks in, and so there is. So it's kind of a way of drawing a lot of minorities in. And there are about, I think, 70,000 new drafters a year. And that does not even include the Orthodox communities or the Arab communities. So that's like 20% of the society does not necessarily contribute to this. And yet there's still 70,000 a year that are drafted. And then they're, more of the reserve and more of the year before. And so, yeah, it's just, I think it's full of pathos, and it's full of ideology, and it's full of politics, and it's full of, whatever you want to call it. But without it, the country would not exist. So there were so many people saying, we're not going to be drafted if there's another war. Like, we're just not going to follow this person. We're not. And then 7th of October came, and everybody were drafted, and everybody did it. Even though for about a year you heard people saying, we're not going to do this because we don't agree with this government. And yet, the existential threat, going back to the threat, was so big that everybody people who were not even drafted just kind of got their uniform out of their, a closet and went. So this is how the threat works. That there's, you're being called, you go.